Hello, Diane. Welcome in. How are you doing? I hope you are well. Happy Trans Day of Visibility. Congratulations on the first. Welcome, welcome. My chat is buffering, but I'm hoping that it works correctly anyway. And thank you for paying your taxes. Worked a couple hours at work. They should not be legally allowed to make you work on Trans Visibility Day. That should be illegal. And haha, welcome in. So good to see you as well. I hope you're doing amazing. Let me know how everything sounds. I was like, okay, so I checked out Dredge from my local library, which has some Switch games at it. And I was like, oh, I'll stream that. I'll stream Dredge. And then I was like, I only have 2 weeks to finish this whole game, and I kind of just want to play it in my free time. So we're not streaming Dredge. And then I was like, I could stream Dead by Daylight, but I kind of don't feel like streaming Dead by Daylight. So then I was like, well, maybe we'll just chat, and if someone really wants to see a certain game, then we'll do that. Welcome in, RJ. You did some awful work, had to climb behind the stove and clean the wall and floor. That does sound like awful work. Rip. You're finishing dinner, so have me on silent, but I'll be here for real in a couple minutes. Okay, thank you. Hang on, let me get some hearts. There. Oh, okay. Hearts for RJ. Much love. Yeah, so I was like, I don't know, I'll just chat a little bit. The first thing I wanted to do is I don't know if I mentioned this or not. I think I mentioned it, but in the Discord at least, and I might have just said it briefly on stream. But one of my coworkers, in fact, the only other person that works in my department at work, is taking a leave of absence due to personal family things. It could be 1 month, it could be 6 months, and things are going to get a little wild in our department due to that for the next at least 1 month. So I said this in the Discord, but for April, streams are going to be a little wonky. I'm hoping that they'll stay the same as usual. I know there's at least one Tuesday I won't be streaming because I have to go into work and get some things covered. We're just trying to sort of hold down the fort until my coworker gets back. So we're covering what we can and just trying to get everything sorted as much as possible. It's going to be rough. And then obviously finals will be coming up fairly soon here. I think I have 6 weeks left of college total. So eventually there will be finals, eventually there will be, things like that. So that will also be coming up soon. So streams might get a little crazy there. If you're not in the Discord and you want to be like aware of those things, definitely join the Discord and keep an eye on the announcements channel. I tend not to ping people whenever I'm canceling a stream because I don't really want to be like, hey, everybody, look at this right now. It's super important. I'm not streaming. So, okay, have a good day. I prefer to just use the announcements channel as like, hey guys, if you're wondering where I am and you decide to check the Discord to see if I said anything, here's where I'm at, basically. So hopefully that all makes sense. Again, I'm gonna try and keep streams as normal as I can. We're closed on Sundays usually, so Sunday streams should be fine unless school gets crazy. But yeah, work is gonna be a little wild. Not overly thrilled that I'm going to be down and we're going to be at 50% department capacity for at least the month of April. Not ideal. But yeah, happy Easter and happy Trans Visibility Day, everybody. I don't know, I should know because I'm trans, but I don't know if it's Trans Day of Visibility or Trans Visibility Day. I put Trans Visibility Day in my title because it's shorter, but I actually don't know the correct name of it. But for anyone wondering what that is, it's the 31st of March is always Trans Visibility Day. It's just a coincidence that Easter is on the same day because Easter changes days. So according to like the internet, it says International Transgender Day of Visibility is an annual event occurring every March 31st since 2009, dedicated to celebrating transgender people and raising awareness of discrimination faced by transgender people worldwide, as well as a celebration of their contribution to society. So that's what it is. I didn't actually know. I searched it up for a viewer and was like, yeah, I'm actually like, I know it's got to do with recognizing that trans people exist, but I didn't know that there was that much to it. Like, it's about our struggles and our accomplishments and kind of just everything about trans people. So that's pretty cool. And there's also Easter. If you guys celebrate Easter, happy Easter. Let me switch into this one. I really wish that timer didn't, like I wish that when it went to 0 on that screen, it just turned itself off instead of flashing like -1 for some reason. But yeah, so stream is going to be a little crazy in April. Hopefully not too crazy. Hopefully only missing one, but you never know. We'll see. There's something else I wanted to talk about, and I've forgotten it now. Oh, I was like, maybe I'll talk about my journey as like a trans person because it is Trans Visibility Day, but I didn't actually plan anything. So I guess I'll just talk loosely about that because my journey's been kind of an interesting one. I feel like a lot of the stories I've heard from trans people, they kind of either knew they were trans from like very, very young or had like a moment where they were like, oh my gosh, I'm trans. Now all this stuff makes sense. And I didn't totally have that moment really. Like I feel like growing up I just had such a disconnect from my physical and like mental and emotional self that I didn't really have any of those moments growing up where I was like I don't want to be a girl or I prefer guy things. It was just kind of it wasn't even really anything I thought about. I was completely unaware of the fact that I was trans until I turned probably 16 and I discovered that non-binary people were a thing and that I could be one of those. Because I think I was really uncomfortable with the idea of, or had a hard time coming to terms with the idea that I could be a man, but the idea that I could be not a woman but something else was more appealing to me and seemed like a smaller step to take. So I think that was sort of my first step was just being like, I'm non-binary. I think I officially said something along the lines of gender fluid. It's a specific micro label under gender fluid that means your gender is fluid between girl and not girl, but distinctly not a man either. Because I was just like, that's not me. That's so wild. It couldn't be possible. Well, little did I know it could be possible, and it was. And I identify more with masculine genders now. And then for a while I sort of stepped into myself as like a trans person and went full the other way into I'm 100% a man. I am fully trans. I'm a trans guy. And now I've sort of pulled back into the non-binary range again. I do think I am gender fluid. This is still something I'm figuring out for myself, but I wanted to talk about my journey some on here since it's Trans Visibility Day. I do think I am gender fluid. I definitely think I'm still leaning towards mask genders and not really crossing over into the feminine stuff. I definitely present femininely, but that's not, that's different from gender. So yeah, that's a little bit of my story, I guess. I'm still working on how I want to present and whether or not I want to medically transition and how I want to go about that, which everybody's journey with that looks very, very different. And you do not have to medically transition or transition at all to be completely valid in your gender and valid as a trans person. So I thought that was important to say. But I want to do some ukulele today because I've got some new uke songs. I haven't, honestly, chat, I have not looked at them much. I was going through the site that I use for ukulele songs, and I was looking for a specific one by Dodie, which I guess I'll do that one first. Because I've been listening to one of her albums. Which album is this off? I'm actually not sure, but it's a great album. It's Special Girl, so whatever album Special Girl is on, I adore this song so much. It's beautiful, and I was like looking for it in the site that I normally do my ukulele songs from, and they didn't have it, and I was like, what the heck? Why don't you have Special Girl? Like, it's so good. But I guess maybe other people don't like it as much as I do or something, because it was not on there. So I found it on a different site. So bear with me a little bit because it doesn't bring the chords along as I look at them. And then let me turn my mic filters off, except for gain. Okay, so it should be more raw mic now. And I'm gonna leave us in just chatting for now because I do think I kind of want to chat between songs still. But yeah, we'll do some Dodie, and I'm gonna slide my microphone a little bit away. So let me know how the volume is. It's not my fault. I was raised by open mouths and teary eyes. Passive, wistful lullabies. I found my worth in this world by proving I'm a special girl time and time again. Sweet, sweet irony. Could not care less if you love me, but hate me first. Yeah, make me work. That's perfect. Baby, I'm a funny thing. I'm walking if it doesn't sting. Heartbreak only means that it was worth it. Oh, I think I was doomed before I began. Sorry, be. I just know the way that I am. I want to read Diane's message, so we'll pause there. I was going through a rough time, and a friend came over and put makeup on me to cheer me up. I saw myself in the mirror, and that was the first time I ever questioned my gender. I didn't have anything specific in mind, but it certainly had an effect. Yeah, hang on, let me turn the mic filters on and tell you a bit about this. Okay, I'm pretty sure I've talked about this on stream before, but my friend at the time, there was like a couple of things that led to me realizing I was not cis. And that was my friend was experimenting with his gender identity, and he at that point was like, maybe I'll try he they, maybe I'll try a couple things, and he eventually came to the conclusion that he is cis. He is a cis male. And that sort of opened my eyes to, oh, I could also do that. I could also do gender experimentation, and I could arrive at the conclusion that I'm not trans either. Like that's a possibility, like that you're allowed to think you might be trans and then come back around and decide you're not. So it felt less like this permanent thing that like, oh, if I sort of question my gender, I have to be trans. Like cis people can't question their gender. Like it sort of opened up to me that even if I'm sure that I'm cis, you can still question your gender and decide you're cis. It wasn't until I saw a comic about some lesbians living together that I considered being feminine. So for me, transition was completely experimental. Yeah. Yeah, see, and it just goes to show that it can be so different for so many people. I feel like a lot of the mainstream stories you hear are people that knew from a very young age that they were transgender and have always been super sure in their gender and have never questioned it for a second. And that, as someone who questions my gender to this day, can be like a little bit, it feels like you're being trans wrong. At the very beginning, I used he, her, and I can actually remember the exact moment someone addressed me as she for the first time. Really, I knew. So my friend had sent me. Actually, RJ had sent me some cosplay things, and it was either cosplay pictures or cosplay tips, and one of them was chest binding for cosplayers to like for people with larger chests to cosplay male characters and have like a flat chest. And I was like, oh, that's cool, because I kind of want to do. I was really obsessed with X-Men at the time. I was like, oh, that's neat that you can do that, and like there's ways to tape your chest so that you can have an open shirt and still have a masculine looking chest, because it would be super cool to do like a classic Wolverine cosplay and he has that open shirt. So I tried some of those methods, which it was mostly like put on not one but two sports bras, or put a tight tank top on and roll it up. Like, it was not good tips, but I basically just went straight off the path I thought I was on and attempted to find a brand new path, and found it was a lot easier. Being feminine is so much more natural for me. Oh, that's awesome though. I'm glad that you had like found yourself basically. Um and I like looked in the mirror, and I with like my minimally flattened chest, and I was like, uh-oh. That's I like it better this way. I have some thinking to do, and I just sort of like went on Wikipedia for non-binary like micro labels and found one that I thought fit me, and was like, cool, that's the one. And it came out to my dad, and it came out to my mom, and like my friends. I think my friends were first, and then I came out to my parents, and I went through like a scientific process of like picking a new name that sounded masculine, because I looked feminine, so I wanted the name to sound masculine to balance out my femininity. It straight up made me feel like a person for the first time. I felt like I had my own personality and spirit in life. That's awesome, Diane. That's really cool to hear about. Wow. Yeah, I'm sure when RJ hops in for real, he probably have some story to tell as well. But that's awesome. Yeah, came out to people. It went good with some people, it went bad with some people. Some people weren't accepting right away and came around. You know how it is when you're coming out for anything. I was already out as bisexual at that point, and oh, thank you for the posture check. I think I was either dating a girl at the time, or I was about to start dating a girl. Like I started dating a girl very shortly after. And I was just very comfortable and open with my bisexuality, and then the gender side of it was a whole other thing. And then when people weren't as accepting as I'd expected, because when I came out as bi, it was like I came out as having brown hair. Like, it was like, okay, cool. So what's for lunch? Like, it was really not a deal with anyone I came out to as bi, and then it was such a deal when I came out as trans, and no one seemed to know what to do with it. I mean, obviously, like, some people were very good and very accepting, and other people were just like, I don't get it, I don't understand, or no one was particularly hateful, thankfully, but I did have some distinct people in my life that were very, I guess, confused and didn't really know what to even make of it and what I was going to do now. Like, was I going to chop all my hair off? Was I going to start asking for expensive surgery? You know, like, it's all this stuff. And thankfully those people have since come around or are no longer in my life. So it's all chill there. But I think that definitely made me less want to do things like cut my hair or like start going by different names or start going using different pronouns. And I think that slowed down like my progression of coming out and transitioning a little more. And then it was not until like after I dropped out of college in 2019 that I even really thought about gender again. It was just sort of like, yep, I'm the token transgender college kid, and everyone that met me was like, I was the first trans or non-binary person they'd ever met in their life. And I got all the weird questions that people ask whenever they meet the first trans person they've ever met in their life and all of that stuff, you know. But the college was honestly pretty good about it. Especially in that like you could go by your preferred name and like they would at least make an effort on the pronouns, you know, like the professors and stuff. And then I sort of I'd been presenting a little more masculinely, but I'd always had long hair. And I shaved my head a couple years after, and that was the first time I'd really had like a quote masculine haircut. And I kind of hated it. I really didn't like the way the shaved head looked on me. I didn't like the short hair. I really like my hair like not long, but like shoulder length or shorter, pretty much. And like that was something too that, you know, you have to work into your gender identity, that I like to look a certain way and that doesn't line up with what people think of as a trans masc person, which obviously you don't know owe anyone any sort of presentation or anything like that, but like I still to this day am not sure how much I want to transition or how much I want to even look like quote like what people would expect a man to look like or sound like, because I like the way I look, you know, and I my gender doesn't match totally with what people expect for the way I look. And again, I'm sort of leaning into more gender fluid type identities now, but definitely my gender is more masculine than I look by any means. You're here for real now. Welcome, RJ. We're talking about our trans journeys and trans experiences and transitioning. Happy Trans Day of Visibility. So if you want to share, you're welcome to, but you don't have to. So it's been like a whole thing. Oh, and then I changed my name again, and I changed it today, which is a more feminine name, obviously. So I feel like when I first came out, I felt like I had to reject everything feminine. I had to reject all of it and just be this like the token tiny little trans boy, you know, that everybody like pictures non-binary people as, especially because I came out as non-binary first and then was like I'm a guy and now I'm kind of like, you know, I'm something in there, you know, like male adjacent, I guess. And I feel like I'm a little more comfortable just being feminine and looking like me and not having to not worrying as much about whether or not that will make people think of me as a boy or a girl, basically. You're at work, my loves. I love you, day. I love you too, haha. Much love, much love. I'll put some hearts in chat in case you can't hear me. I hope you have a good day at work. And I feel like I'm less, I don't know, it's definitely still like something that you think about. Like it's not something that I don't think about anymore. I think about it less though, like how other people are perceiving me and whether they look at me and go girl or look at me and go boy, you know. Um, but I feel like just in my day-to-day life, most of the time I'm not really even like confronted with people assuming I have one gender or the other. My pronouns are listed in my workplace pretty visibly, so I get questions about it, but for the most part, people are like pretty okay about it, I guess. Um, Honestly, in here is the most I get like, are you a boy or a girl? Or like, oh, like you're a gamer girl, like that sort of thing. Like when people come in to chat and they hear my voice and they don't see the many places I have my pronouns listed, and they're like, ah, you're pretty chill for a gamer girl, or you're well, I don't know. I feel like a lot of times make like slightly misogynistic comments too. When they come in like that, but that this is honestly like stream is kind of where I um like get confronted with people assuming I'm a girl the most. I think just because of the voice thing. I also thought I was non-binary at first, but didn't start questioning and thinking I was non-binary until 2020. Wow, yeah. I don't know what year it would have been, but I would have been about 16, 15, 16 at the time. When I was like definitely not cis, thinking I'm non-binary, and then um I don't know, stream has been a cool place that I could experiment with names and pronouns and genders a lot. And it's been like a really nice, you guys are also cool and accepting and chill that it's been pretty chill, like just existing as a trans person who is unsure of his gender and is unsure on a lot of things and unsure how he wants to look. Like you don't know what I look, most of you. Actually, I think pretty much everyone in chat right now knows what I look like, but the people that just coming up the street don't know what I look like, so I don't have to worry about it. You were 19? Gotcha. I cannot do the math off the top of my head of how old I was in any year. But I do know I was still in high school. I wore a lot of sweaters, and like sweatshirts because I was like, I gotta hide my chest and I gotta dress like a man. Looking back, it's like, how the heck did I not realize sooner? Yeah. And I feel like I've always had a weird relationship with gender and the way that I look. Um, but again, when I was like first coming out of it, I felt like almost I was being trans wrong because I hadn't known from a very young age. But I guess it is like, I mean, all of you in chat have said that you didn't know until you were like in your like 1920 somewhere in there. I just slouched to hide my chest, but I didn't realize that's what I was doing. Yeah. See, and I feel like your journey, like I could be wrong here, RJ, but I feel like your journey has followed like a really traditional path for trans people, and mine has been so different from yours. Like, I don't know what I'm trying to say here, but I feel like yours, like seeing you go through such a traditional journey and like comparing my own to it has been quite an experience as well. Like and wondering, do I want to do that too? Like that's definitely been part of it for me. Like I kind of don't mind my chest at all. I don't really feel the need to bind all that much. It's uncomfortable. There's definitely days where I do feel like, oh god, this is horrible. I'm very dysphoric about this. But there's days where I'm like, yeah, I'm chilling. I don't really care. And that's kind of why I'm leaning a little more towards gender fluid now. I don't think I'm ever like a girl fully, but I do think I lean towards more on the feminine side of things and sometimes, and more on the masculine side of things other times. That, or maybe there's just days where I don't think about gender as much as others, and then there's days where I become hyper aware of it for some reason. It's an interesting combination with me of transness and trying to figure all that out, and also like not being a real person until I turn 20 basically, and trying to figure out who I even am and how I exist in the world, and how the world around me kind of fits with me, if that makes any sense. That reminds me, I assume I saw a binder that's advertises sensory friendly that I thought you might be interested in. Yeah, that would be cool. I don't fully understand how a binder could be sensory friendly, but it'd be worth looking at for sure. Yeah, I have not found a binder that I like that I would be comfortable wearing like for more than an hour tops. And I don't know if it's just like sensory issues or if it's just they're super uncomfortable, but like I don't know. I have issues with binders. I've not found one. Well, I have one that's kind of comfy, but that it doesn't bind like at all. I might as well not be wearing anything. And then I have one that's like the least comfortable garment I've ever put on my body that binds super well. And I feel like there is no good middle ground on there where it's like I want both, and I don't think you can have both. I think it's either comfy but it's kind of crap, or it's really uncomfy but it does a really good job. And if it's comfy and kind of crap, I would rather just wear nothing. They really need to like, I wish there was more, like Trans Visibility Day has existed since apparently 2009, and we need way more people working on better solutions for gender affirming care. It's specifically designed to be soft, seams don't stick out, and it's a lower level binding but more than a sports bra. I'll take a look at it. If you wouldn't mind sending me a link if you have one, that would be nice. I have low hopes for it, but I do appreciate it. Yeah. I just feel like as someone with like on the smaller side, it's hard to get a binder that does more than a sports bra would, or even hard to get much out of a sports bra sometimes. There's just not good options for binding sometimes. You have to find it again, but you will. Okay, cool. And I've gained weight in the last like year, so a lot of my old binders don't fit me anymore. They're too small now. Um Which that's a whole thing with gender too. When you're like your body changes because you've gained weight, it's like okay, now I have to figure out what that fits in. It's just gender can be so complicated sometimes, and we definitely deserve like at least a week of visibility, I would say, because we be going through it sometimes. Um, Let me see if I can pull up another song. I was looking at some Panic at the Disco ones, which first of all, I don't support Panic at the Disco, but I was thinking maybe I'll sing some songs. Did I not alphabetize Panic at the Disco, or did I add that many? I guess I added a lot. Oh my gosh, every time I like open the site, it's like, you are using an ad blocker. Do you want to continue without supporting us, or do you want to disable your ad blocker? And I'm like, I'm going to continue without supporting you because your ads are atrocious. They're the worst ads I've ever gotten on any site ever. It literally makes it take like minutes. RJ, he's been problematic for at least a year, for like a while. Like Google Panic at the Disco. I don't remember exactly what he did, but it definitely had to do with cheating on his wife, minors, and like the grooming of minors and being racist. We're all involved in it. So it wasn't good. Yeah, it's 2012. Okay, it's been a while since he was like revealed to suck as a person. I think, but yeah. Okay, let me see if I can do this song or not. I don't know about this one. It's the chords don't shift a lot, so it's my voice and memory doing a lot of work, which isn't ideal. Let me sort these a little bit. But yeah, I hope that my stream can be. This is a little bit of a slightly different topic, but I hope that my stream can be like a safe place for trans folk. And it definitely is hard to exist as like an out and vocal trans person, especially someone who can pass as cis very well. But I hope that like, especially because I work with teens, I hope that they can sort of see me and see me living my life and being out and being happy. And even though I don't look the way that they would probably expect a trans person to look, like to get a perspective on trans people that they might not have had before. And maybe that will help some of them be more comfortable in their own genders and things like that. So one can hope. I've never been up to date in pop culture or current events. That's fair. You aren't on TikTok either, which is where I see most of the things that I like. You haven't heard of this, you know? Um, I honestly I don't listen to Panic at the Disco like at all. But these are songs that I like knew before when I did listen to them. I also rarely know anything about musicians other than what their Spotify profile says. That's fair, honestly. I wish that were me. I wish I lived in a world in which I was less involved in things. I think I would have to transpose Death of a Bachelor, and I do not have enough brain power to transpose something right now. Um, I feel like I've sang Dying in LA before, and I kind of want to do a new one. Oh, I wanted to look at Impossible Year, but it has like genuinely 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 14, 15, 16 different chords in it. And I'm like, that's a lot of chords. That seems doable. Okay, we'll try this one. Ooh, we can go to the Uke time screen. Yeah, I definitely need to spend. I definitely need to spend like less time on social media. It'd be like that though, you know. Sometimes sometimes you have a test tomorrow and you want to do anything but think about that test, which Wow. Wow. On Trans Visibility Day. On Trans Visibility Day. Transphobic. Transphobic, let me tell you. We should be back. It was like literally right as I started, the notification popped up that was like, "You're offline." And I was like, "Great. Okay." And now I get to restart the song. There's no sunshine. This impossible year, only black days and sky gray and clouds full of fear and storms full of sorrow that won't disappear. Just typhoons and monsoons, this impossible year. There's no good times, this impossible year. Just beachfronts of bad blood. I'm sure there's a key change there that I missed. Let's go to the chorus. Okay, I can't do this one as well as I was expecting to be able to. I may need to listen to it before we attempt it again. Let's do... Do I know Emperor's New Clothes? It's unclear. I don't know E flat minor. I can tell you that much. Maybe we will try Bittersweet. I really like this song. I listen to it a lot. It's like, it's kind of like not a happy song. Totally. I don't honestly know what it's about, but I listen to it's very upbeat whenever you listen to it, and I listened to it a lot after my grandfather passed, and it was like the first like major loss that I had, and it definitely like helped some to cheer me up a little bit, so I quite like it. So we'll see if I can do it any justice. I'm not pulling, no, I'm not pulling for you, you're just pulling at me. I'm not a betting man, but this is a sure thing. I've been to Tokyo and to South Africa, so many places. You might say I've seen it all, but my favorite place is the warm embrace of holding your hair back in a bathroom stall. Everything I do is bittersweet. You could tell me secrets that I'll probably repeat. I'm not trying to hurt you, I just love to speak. It feels like we're pulling teeth, so bittersweet. There we go. Every so often I play a song and I'm like, that chord was not right. It's the one that's written there, but it was wrong. And that A just felt like it should have been a D and not an A. Let's see. I'd love to do All My Daughters, but I suspect the chords are atrocious. A minor 6? Can I just play A minor? I don't think so. Oh. I'm not who they think I am. I try too hard not to give it down, but I feel it how they love me, all my daughters, but I'm screaming underwater. I will hurt you almost definitely as the people who have left me. It's a beautiful song. You should definitely listen to it if you get a chance, but unfortunately it is not. I'm not playing A minor 7, A minor 6, A minor 7, A minor 6 diminuendo. Not happening. Not happening. Yeah, you can make a request. What's up, Diane? What are you feeling? Unless the request is like play better, in which case, no. I'm joking. I know you wouldn't request that. I want to do Lonely Bones, but I only know a bit of it. I could do the bit I know, I suppose. All American Yes, I have played that one! Okay, let me find it. Yep, it's here. Okay, we'll do that one. Your subtleties, they strangle me. I can't explain myself at all. Not the wants, not the needs. All I don't want to need at all. The walls start breathing, my mind's unweaving. Maybe it's best you leave me alone. A weight is lifted on this evening. I give the final blow when darkness turns to light. It ends tonight. A fallen star, at least I fall alone. I can't explain what you can't explain. You're finding things that you didn't know. I look at you with such disdain. The walls start breathing, my mind's unweaving. Maybe it's best you leave me alone. A weight is lifted on this evening. I give the final blow when darkness turns to light. It ends tonight. Just a little insight will make this right. It's too late to fight. It ends tonight. Now I'm on my own side. It's better than being on your side. It's my fault when you're blind. It's better that I see it through your eyes. All these thoughts locked inside. Now you're the first to know. When darkness turns to light, it ends tonight. Just a little insight will make this right. It's too late to fight. It ends tonight. It ends when darkness turns to light. It ends tonight. Just a little insight will make this right. It's too late to fight. It ends tonight. That one's fun. I feel like it just stays moving, like, if that makes sense. I feel like it's always just pushing along. Oh, you're very welcome, Diane. Hey, it's Trans Day of Visibility. Gotta honor the trans homies with song requests. We have to do Rainbow at some point in the stream, but I don't want to do it just yet. Let's see. Oh, my holiday uke songs. We didn't do Christmas carols this year at Christmas. I didn't do ukulele that day, I don't think. Or if I did, I didn't do Christmas songs. I'm like, what was I doing if not Christmas songs? Who knows? Let's do If I'm Being Honest. I was rewatching Dodie's, she has a video about, like, what some of her lyrics mean, and this was one of the ones that she sang about in there. The first time I ever heard Over the Rainbow was that Billy and Mandy episode where Mandy smiles and breaks the universe. Diane, I'm missing a lot of lore to understand that sentence, but I'm happy for you, I think. I'm not familiar with Billy and Mandy. But breaking the universe with a smile sounds kind of cool. This is B major 7, that's it? I don't like that, though. Apparently this song, if you are interested, is about having a crush and just like acting like an idiot because of it, which I think is hilarious. Mandy's known for being evil and demented, so when she smiles, the universe splits open. Whoa, that's kind of cool. These kinds of things happen in Billy and Mandy frequently. I love it. I also thought that Mandy is known for being evil and demented, and yet is in the title of the show as well. Billy and Mandy. It's kind of fun. That note, I don't like that note. I don't like that chord. She's one of the main characters. That's cool. I like when the main characters of shows aren't all just like, awesome, cool, happy-go-lucky good guys, Like, it's nice when some of them are demented and evil. I was told this is where I would start loving myself. Flirting's delicious, proved to be beneficial for mental health. All of my best bits pulled forward, collected, displayed. Sadly, I just think that I was disgusting today. You blew me up like a big balloon far too soon. I'm left a stuttering teen. How did I get here? It's all so quick and I feel sick. Red pushing down on the green. Could you love this? Will this one be right? Well, if I am being honest, I'm hoping it might. Could you love this? Did you plan to fall? If I'm being honest, oh, I bet it's not that at all. Hope has a cost, keeping all fingers crossed and held tight. But I look idiotic with my limbs all knotted. It don't feel right. Truly, you've shaken me, and I think I like how I played. And I have a hunch, but that's all you wanted from me. You blew me up like a big balloon far too soon. Holding my breath makes me choke. How did I get here? It's all so quick and I feel sick. I'm used to being a joke. Could you love this? Will this one be right? Well, if I am being honest, I'm hoping it might. Could you love this? Did you plan to fall? If I'm being honest, oh, I bet it's not that at all. I don't feel like doing the outro, so we're ending that one there. I think that's a really pretty song. Like, looking at it now through the lens of, like, you just have a crush on someone and being an idiot. Like, I was told this is where I would start loving myself. No idea what that means. But all of my best bits pulled forward, collected, displayed. Sadly, I just think that I was disgusting today. I feel like that's almost like you're putting, like, your best self forward, trying to, like, get this person to like you back, and you just feel like you've made a fool of yourself, and it didn't work at all. It's a much less sad song than I originally thought, with it through that lens, though, which is nice. I like when the songs aren't as sad as I thought. Let's see. This is probably going to be a shorter stream. I don't know if I said that or not yet, because I have a test tomorrow, if I didn't say that either. Let's do just the bit that I know of Lonely Bones. Lonely Bones is a very nice song. I enjoy it. My long-suffering boyfriend had to hear me sing this bit over and over again while we were on our trip. Actually, the nicest of the bunch is the Grim Reaper. I love that the Grim Reaper exists in that universe and that he is nice. How could anyone not like you though? Well, thank you. to hear most of the time. Well, that's good. I was thinking at some point this has to get annoying. The show is called The Grim Adventures of Bill and Mandy. It was a show a long time ago on Cartoon Network. It sounds like an animated show. It's like I suspected it would be animated. La 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 la. Oh, I don't know E7. La 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 la. Lonely bones, have you forgotten? La 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 la. Lonely bones, have you forgotten? I think that bit's so lovely. The whole thing is about like honestly quarantine and being stuck in it. And being lonely basically and not let me turn my filters on really quick. Well, hello, chicken. How are you doing? Good to see you. Hang on. We're going in and out of some ukulele here. It didn't get annoying because I couldn't hear most of it. And when I did hear it, I was like, oh, he's singing again. I guess he's happy. Oh, well, I'm glad. I'm glad. Yeah, so this song's about quarantine and being stuck in quarantine and being lonely. And when she wrote it, she promised herself that she would get to sing the bit that I just sang with her friends soon whenever quarantine was over, and she did. She played it at the like NPR Tiny Desk thing was when she finally got to sing it like with all her friends, and it's lovely. I'm sorry to hear that, chicken. Much love to you, and happy Easter and happy Trans Day of Visibility. I hope you get feeling better. Yeah, it's like, oh, another day, another sunset, add another glass to the stale row. Like you're just collecting these like glasses of stale water that you haven't drank or you've drank like half of. The authors look down as I shrug with their capital smug. Like she feels like she's being watched by people that are like judging her, like for like just falling into this monotonous routine. Yeah. That's a very nice song, yeah. And then she did get to sing. I like that she finally got to sing her la 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 la. There's little claps in there and they're quite fun. With her friends, you know, it's just like it's got a sweet story to it. A lot of her songs are very like kind of abysmal and about like things sucking or having trauma, and I think that one's just like quite a fun one compared to the others. Like I know it's about quarantine and everything sucking in quarantine and not being able to see anyone and being lonely and like forgetting that you can have a fun life. You just kind of have to wait out this little quarantine thing and things will be okay again, and you know, waiting it out and then things being okay again. I think that's quite nice. Yeah, I really like Special Girl right now as well, which is I sang a little bit of it, but it's so good. Which is about like in my she didn't talk about this one in the video, I don't think. Or she didn't talk about the bit that I think I understand. Um, which is like being raised being raised and having to prove that you're worthy of love kind of, and then in as an adult like your relationships being like that. You went to a gig recently, which was nice. Oh, that's awesome. I remember you talking a bit about that in the Discord. But yeah, that one goes, it's not my fault. I was raised by open mouths and teary eyes. I found my worth in this world by proving I'm a special girl time and time again. So it's like having to like almost like fight for love, and then sweet, sweet irony, could not care less if you love me, but hate me first. Yeah, make me work. That's perfect. Like she only wants people that like want nothing to do with her and that she just like prove herself to, because that's like how she was raised, you know? Went to see a band called, is it Yonaka? I've not heard of them. That's interesting. My first concert that I ever went to was the Avett Brothers, which are they're a group that has a banjo. They're not country, but my dad really likes them, and they came near us and played. Not like near us, but like you know, a couple hours away. And we went and saw them. That was like the first concert I ever went to, and it was super cool. I just want to talk about what I think Dodie lyrics mean for the rest of the song, or for the song stream. Yonaka. Okay. Okay. I was close. Apparently means midnight in Japanese. Oh, I'm sure I'm saying it wrong then. I don't speak any Japanese. Yeah. But I'm glad you enjoyed yourself. Did you go with friends or did you go by yourself? I've always kind of wanted to go to a concert by myself. I feel like it would be fun, but also I wouldn't want to get like kidnapped, you know? I like the idea of doing some things by myself. Like I want to go to dinner by myself sometime or like, you know, things like that. Like and just kind of hang out with me, you know? I think that'd be cool. Went with your mother. Oh, that's nice. Concerts solo aren't as good in my opinion. I just feel like I like that I can leave when I'm ready to leave and I don't have to like convince another person to leave, you know, or like leave early because of another person. Not that that's like a big deal, but I feel like a lot of times I get tired and like overstimulated before my friends do, and sometimes I want to leave before they do, and I'm like, I'm kind of ready. I've been kind of ready for the last hour, you know, but I know we only got here an hour ago, so I don't want to make you leave. And if it was just me, I could just be done and I could just walk away, you know? And I think that would be nice. Yeah. I feel like I'm still trying to remember the album name that has Special Girl on it. I guess I could search it up. Hmm. I don't know all the songs on it. It's from Build a Problem. I thought it was from Build a Problem. That would have been my guess. I do not want to sign up to make an account on this ukulele site. No, thank you. I just bookmark everything. Been to a few solo, but not as good because you have nobody to talk to or with after or before or a little during. I can take you and I'll sit in the car with the book because I don't like crowds or very loud music. Well, at that point, I might as well drive myself so you don't have to come and then sit in a car alone, you know? I'd feel bad making you drive me to a concert just to sit in a car with a book. Have you read any of your books that you bought yet, RJ? I haven't had time to start any of mine yet, but I have one picked out that I want to start with of the 5 that I bought. We went to a bookshop while we were on our trip and bought some books. I don't actually remember which ones you got. I don't like driving. No, I don't. I wish that public transit was like more of a thing because I would love to just take public transit everywhere. Also, one of the 2 support acts was heavy metal, like really heavy, and for some reason, all the members that were wearing pretty much nothing. I don't know how I was expecting that sentence to end, but wearing pretty much nothing was not it at all. You started the Odyssey, but you didn't get very far. I could not imagine sitting down and reading the Odyssey, I'll be honest. I could not imagine doing that. I feel like I would need to be paid hundreds of dollars to sit down and read the Odyssey straight through. That's just me, though. Are you enjoying it so far? You have to sit a lot for work? So I guess you do get paid to sit down and read the Odyssey, but they're not paying you specifically to read. You're not enjoying it. It doesn't seem enjoyable. I don't know why you picked that one. The beginning's very slow. Like imagine bass spirit outfit, but with a pair of underwear. That was the lead singer. Oh my goodness. Wow. I don't know if I'd want to go up on stage like that. I mean, in fact, I do know I would not want to. The beginning's very slow because you want to read it. I don't even want to watch it as like a thing. Okay, we can't not sing Rainbow on Trans Visibility Day. I'm gonna sing that one real quick. Turn my filters back off. I don't even know what happens in the Odyssey. I can't imagine wanting to know. Like I'm good never knowing. Yeah, of course, chicken. What's up? I was brought up in a line, but I seem to walk in circles. It's getting hard to navigate when every map was never made for me. I thought it would feel good to understand why I was different, but my title just talks over me. I never even asked to be this way, but to say that I'm a rainbow, to tell you that I'm bright, when I'm so used to feeling wrong, well, it makes me feel right. I didn't think it fair. I was not to be trusted. How can I be proud of what a million people shouted me I'm not? So please step inside my soul. I'd love to watch you gasp. You'd understand in minutes. I'd like to think you'd miss it. So would I. But to say that I'm a rainbow, to tell me that I'm bright, when I'm so used to feeling wrong, what makes me feel alright? So say that I'm a rainbow, and tell me that I'm bright. I'm so used to feeling young, what makes me feel alright? That was a very difficult song to play because, Chicken, you just brought up something that I feel very strongly about. Hang on, let me turn the filters on. Mic filters on. I'm ready to go. Okay, so your question was, I was told by a friend that a name given to people who don't know what their gender is and they haven't figured it out were nicknamed as egg. Is this true or was I lied to? It is a thing, and figuring it out is called, by some people, cracking the egg. I could not hate this terminology more. It is not possible for me to hate a term more. It's not possible. I hate it so much because a lot of trans people, not all trans people, and it's great, like if you want to refer to yourself like your past trans self as an egg, that's great. If you want to refer to you finding out that you were trans as like cracking your egg, that's great as well. That's not what I hate about this. What I hate about it is that some trans people who are out and know their gender already will sometimes look at people who they think are trans and will say, I think you're trans, you're an egg, and will assume other people's genders and then label them as such and be like, they're gonna figure it out, they're an egg, or like, I knew they were an egg. And I literally could not be like more pissed off about that. Like, that is the worst. I hate when people do that. So basically, it's not the same. Like, it's not a bad thing to this. If you're using the term egg, you should only be using it to refer to your past self, not referring to other people that you suspect might be trans. And like, you don't know someone's gender better than they know their gender. Even if someone does later come out as trans and you suspected, like, good for you. You don't need to be like weird about it. It's more people shoving their things onto. Yeah, I hate when people. I'm not upset about the egg being a term. I'm upset because it is very, very commonly used for people to like look at like a celebrity or like a person they know and be like, oh, they're definitely trans. They're an egg, just like they're gonna crack soon, And that really, if you couldn't tell from my tone, like boils my blood. I hate that so much. Like, because first of all, if you're right, you're basically outing a trans person and like pushing them to be to discover things about themselves that they might not be ready to know. And if you're wrong, you're basically telling a cis person that you think that they're like, you think they're trans, which is probably insulting to the cis person, and also is like, you shouldn't be assuming other people's genders regardless of your own gender, He said it's pretty much a running joke when he could have said, oh, it's a running joke. You're not supposed to apply it to other people. And I see it applied to other people almost exclusively. I don't think I've ever seen the term egg applied to someone themselves. I think I've only seen it applied to other people. I don't know the James Charles thing, but yeah, it's like a lot of like you're going to be making someone extremely uncomfortable either way, because if they're trans and they're not ready to know that yet, then you're like forcing them to go through these discoveries that like you could be making it take a lot longer for them to, if they have to defend themselves and say like, no, I'm not trans, here's why I'm not trans, it could take a lot longer for them to find out that they are trans after you do that. And it could all, if they're cis, then that just sucks for them, like it's no good. Don't do that. I hate it a lot. The term that the blocked there was he is gay. um when he said a waiter who's curious about with him and he realized he wasn't gay and James said he is gay and whatnot, I'm not familiar with that either, but um you can be curious about your gender and sexuality and find out that you're not. We were actually talking about that earlier in the stream. You can be curious about being gay, being trans, being queer, and find out that you're not any of those things. And that's awesome. And that's great. And I'm glad that if anyone experiments like that and finds out, yep, they're cis and straight, then I'm glad that you were in like a safe place to experiment with those things. That's awesome. I think that everyone should be able to. I guess I mostly see it in the r/egg IRL, which is mostly trans femme folks pretending they haven't figured it out yet. I am not familiar with most of Reddit. Is now canon? I think it's always been canon. I mean, it was a thing that happened. Maybe I'm misunderstanding. Yeah, I don't. I very rarely do I see the egg thing happen, and only when I see it happen is it like someone like cheekily being like, "Oh, look at that person! Like they're an egg, like egg waiting to hatch, egg waiting to crack," you know. And I just want to like, I can't. What I want to do is not safe to say on stream. Fill in the blank yourself. It was, but its impact is felt today. Yeah, it is felt today on Trans Visibility Day. Is it similar to the thing called gaydar? Um, maybe. I don't know. I feel like gator's kind of not a thing either. It's I feel like that term is misused a lot because it's more like queer people will do subtle things to try to indicate that other queer people that they are queer as well. And I feel like that is more what's happening than like someone having like a radar that tells them when gay people are nearby. Like that's kind of ridiculous. But a lot of queer people will try and like do things or wear pins or do like dress a certain way to signal to other people that they're queer. I've heard a lot of people who are gay say they haven't and say that they, yeah, it's more like being in the know on what is common and popular in queer spaces and being able to pick up on those things because you do them yourself, I guess, you know, like I feel like I'm way more likely to spot a pride pin than like my twin who's cis and straight is. Cause like when I was in college, people were making theories with that. That also is a thing you should not do. Like you shouldn't assume someone's gender or sexuality. Well, I was one of those. See, and that probably didn't feel very good, which is why you shouldn't do that. You shouldn't be like, "Ooh, I think that person's gay because they cuff their jeans." Like, you know, like that's not cool. That's not good. Well, they were right, but like, what the heck? Yeah, exactly. Exactly. It's like, don't do that. Because if you're right, then it's like you could, again, you could be forcing someone into a position where they have to confront things about themselves they weren't ready to confront. And if you're wrong, it's just kind of weird and strange. And why are you theorizing about other people's sexuality in the first place? That's weird. That's not weird. Like, that has never not been weird. That has never been socially acceptable. It's so strange. I don't know if I did this intentionally, but I'm realizing that the ukulele in the middle of my screen looks exactly like my ukulele does shape wise. The only sign I had was a pin on your jacket. That's it. They like clocked you from a pin on your jacket. That's weird. That's weird. It's weird to like theorize about other people's genders and identity. And you genuinely had to explore that part of you. Yes, this is why. This is exactly what I'm talking about, chicken. Yeah, my ukulele is that exact shape. Like it has that cutout in the top right. That, yeah, that's kind of cool. I think I just picked that one because it was rainbow and it was animated. And I like to put animated things on the screens for you guys so you have something to look at. And I was like, huh, maybe I am. Yeah, that's why the hippos on the chatting screen move a little bit. Is because I'd like for you guys to have something to look at while I'm just sitting here talking. Like the rainbow at the bottom, and then the hippos moves a little bit. Very difficult to figure out, but you know, yeah. See, I feel like I had such an easy time figuring out I was bi, actually. Because I just kind of found out that I knew I wasn't fully gay because I knew I liked, well, at the time I thought I was a woman, so you have to factor that in. But at the time I was like, I've definitely had like crushes on guys, so I must be straight because gay women don't have crushes on guys. And then I found out that bisexuality was a thing, and I was like, oh wait, it's that. Like I like, yeah, I like all the genders, not just men. And then I found out I was trans, which was a whole other thing. You don't look at the screen even during games half the time. Yeah, I know you don't, but other people do. And also I have to look at the screen. So, are you bi or is it more pan? I'm bi. So, the difference between bisexuality and pansexuality is pansexuality, you are attracted to all genders in the same way. The attraction feels exactly the same. If you're bi, you're attracted to two or more genders and the attraction is different. I feel attraction to men very different than I feel attraction to women, very different than I feel attraction to non-binary people. I feel a type of attraction differently, which means that I'm bi. A lot of people are a little confused. They think that so bi people is two or more. You like two or more genders, and pan is, I believe, all of the genders, but it's the same attraction to them all. Like you feel it in the same way. And I know a lot of people don't understand that. Like a lot of people think that bi is you like men and women, and pan is you like all genders, but it's not. It's different. It's different than that. Bi is two or more, and the type of attraction is different. Like you feel it differently, and then pan is you feel it all the same. So yeah, I'm definitely bi. So being bi with a preference is a thing. Yeah, being bi with a preference is definitely a thing. You can, yeah, yep, that's a thing. I don't know if I have one or not now that I'm thinking about it. I don't know. I know I like RJ and that's about all I know. Maybe you are, but you're not sure. But you don't have to know. You can take your time with that. It's up to you. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like a lot of times and I felt this myself, like queer people feel like you have to know immediately and like you can't change your label and all this stuff, but you can take your time and you do not have to know anything basically. I know I'm not straight. That's step one. That is step one. Step one is knowing you're not straight. Only you can define your queerness. Exactly. That's why I like the label queer so much, because it's like I don't have to explain anything, and I don't have to know anything, and I don't have to figure it out. I'm just queer, you know. It's a very nice label. I think I'm probably asexual biromantic, but I don't really feel like thinking about it all that much. Yeah, no, I don't either. I'm like at some point I don't have to worry about it. I know I like you, RJ, and that's as much as I care about to figure out at this time. So I still do label myself as bi, because it's easy and it was definitely accurate at one point. So we're just gonna keep going with that until proven wrong. But yeah, I do think I have the aromantic flag on Greg's bed. I need to take that one down because I'm definitely not aromantic. My friend West asked me, is there a difference between gay and fruity? Oh my god. So you've gotten the, hey, you're the one queer person I know. What do you think of this? Questions before too. I always get, I don't know if you guys get this or not. I, as a trans person, get the Harry Potter questions constantly. Like people will meet me, find out I'm trans, and be like, so is it okay to like Harry Potter? And I'm like, why are you asking me as if I'm the voice of Harry Potter and trans? Like, why am I the trans authority on Harry Potter just because I'm the one trans person you know? Like, maybe go on Reddit or something, or like think critically for once in your life. Like, why is every straight person I know asking me about Harry Potter? It's literally happened like 4 or 5 times at this point. It's like my opinion of Harry Potter is irrelevant at this point. Like, just think about it and decide for yourself. Like you're allowed to have a different opinion on it than me. I would say if you're enjoying it, maybe enjoy it critically and through a lens of this was written by a horrible person, and aspects of her horribleness are definitely in these books and movies and merch and media and things, and don't give her any money, but I think it's probably still fine to read Harry Potter. Like, but why do people ask me that? It's just so ridiculous to me that I get asked that. When I was first figuring out my gender, I learned about so many micro labels and I wanted to be exactly right. But at this point, 4 years in, I'm just like, who knows? But I'm happy as he, him. So there's that. Yeah. I definitely found a lot of comfort in micro labels when I was first coming out. Not even when I was first coming out, when I was like discovering my identity more, I guess. I wanted to have like the exact correct micro label to describe exactly what I was feeling and exactly what I was experiencing. And I'm glad that those labels exist for people like like me basically. So a micro label is RJ, how do we explain micro labels? You're still new to this part? No, yeah, you're good. Hang on. I'm just thinking how to explain it. It's kind of like there's big labels, like a very niche specific label. Yeah. So there's big labels like I'm bi. I'm bisexual, biromantic, I'm bi. And then there's literal labels like I'm biromantic, aegosexual, which I feel is more accurate to me. But I could just say I'm queer. I could just say I'm bi. I could say I'm biromantic, aegosexual. I could say I'm like you can use these smaller, more precise labels that are under the umbrella of a bigger label. So like aegosexual fits under the asexual umbrella. You can just say asexual, or you can get more specific. You can say aegosexual. Like gay, bi, trans, those are all umbrella labels. Yeah, umbrella terms, yeah. Is demi-romantic a micro label? I'm not sure, and I don't want to answer the question incorrectly. I'm Googling it. I don't think it is. I'm leaning, like, my immediate response is no, it's not. Oh, it is. It is. Yeah, it's on the aromantic spectrum. So you could, if you're demi-romantic, you could say I'm aromantic. I'm on the aromantic spectrum, or you could say I'm demi-romantic. It is subjective, yeah. I have a friend who said that they're that, and I was like, okay, yeah. Very valid. I mean, all labels are valid, so yeah. I know that micro labels sometimes get a bad rap because it's complicating things, or it's making it harder for people to understand, but like no one is like we should not be trying to make queerness palatable for just straight people who don't want to Google things. I feel like we should just be doing what's good for us and what we think is right and feels nice and is a good label for us. Okay, we've done Rainbow, so we've met our gay song quota. Except all Dodie songs are gay. It's kind of funny that I'm singing Dodie songs on this because she was how I found out I was bi. Because she's bi and she made a song about being bi. And I heard the song and was like, oh my gosh, that exists. Bisexuality is a thing. I'd never even heard of it before. And then everything made so much sense. And I was like, oh, it's not just you like men or you like women. You're either straight or gay. There's other options too. Like, I wish I'd known this. I don't know. I feel like I didn't find out I was bi until I was at least 13, maybe closer to 15. I'm not exactly sure when. I feel like I was in high school already when I found out I was bi. So it took me a while. Mm, I figured out like 2 years ago, maybe three. That's cool, yeah. I feel like there's like people sometimes chastise people who don't realize they're gay until like later in life and until they're like 19, 20, 21, like or even like 40. And there's like I feel like people just should be chill. Hardest battles are given to the Lord's strongest warriors. Yeah. I watched TikTok compilations on YouTube and three YouTubers who read memes, and that was the beginning of your journey. Was that the Click, or I know you watch him? It was literally just like I discovered Dodie. I don't even know how she might have popped up on my like YouTube page, and I was like, oh, pretty songs, pretty woman. I adore her. She's really. I wanted to look just like her growing up. I was like distraught that I would never be as beautiful as she was because she was like the prettiest girl I'd ever seen in my life, and I had the biggest crush on her, and was like, I'm straight. And then I heard her bisexuality song and was like, oh my god, I'm bi. I didn't know that existed. It does. That's so cool. The Click one topic at a time, and is it oh, that's an A. Jamie Dodger. I thought that was an E. And I was like, Jemmy? I have a Christian friend who respects trans and gay and stuff as long as they don't try and take religion from them or whatnot. Cool. I definitely grew up with a Christian friend who was like, we can be friends, but I do think you're going to rot for being bi. And we just kind of coexisted and it sucked. I sat next to a girl, we'll call her Rachel, which isn't her real name, but out of privacy, we'll call her Rachel. And I sat next to her in college class, and I was like, she was like, "Hi, I'm Rachel," and I was like, "Hey, I'm Day." And I'm trans and I'm, cool with all that and I'm out and I'm proud and college is I'm being me, it's college time. And she was like, like made it very clear that she thought that I was like gonna rot in hell and everything. And I called her Rachel to her face, and I called her transphobe Rachel to my friends, and they all knew her as transphobe Rachel. We all called her transphobe Rachel. It's like that's what you get. That's what you get. It was very funny. You think you know who that was? You probably do. He respects it, and I'm happy with that. Acceptance is everything. He literally said hatred of anyone is like murder and a sin. So I was also the Christian friend, but I had no idea any of us were queer in school. Yeah, that's fair. I mean, yeah, I don't really want to get into religion on stream all that much, but I definitely think that religion is no excuse to like suck as a person, Like you can be religious and not be the worst person that everyone's ever met. And I think that you should, if you are religious, not be the worst person that anyone's ever met. It's not a high bar to clear to be like it should not be a notable thing when someone is Christian and doesn't suck, like that should just be like most people you meet shouldn't suck regardless of other groups they're in. I'm so amazed that I didn't know you and were together. Yeah, we were. We kept it secret for 8 months. So that might have been why, but other friends of ours knew that we were dating well before we told anyone. Let's do human. You just that's okay. I felt like you were still very like uncomfortable with like and I could be totally wrong about this, but uncomfortable with like dating as a concept at that point in time, and I felt like that was part of why you never realized. Sorry, I'm fixing my filters. There you go. Let's sing human. I know my gender, I'm exploring my type of sexuality, and I'm sort of happy with myself. I'm very happy with you. I'm very proud of you. It's a hard thing to do. It's an uncomfortable thing to do. To question everything you knew about yourself. I was also obsessed with my then boyfriend. Yeah, you disappeared a little bit in high school, and that's okay. It happens. I love this song. I'll talk about like the meaning that I find in it after I play it. I wanna pick you up and scoop you out. I want the secrets your secrets haven't found. Pay me interest, I'll be your best friend. Call me the one, this night just can't end. Oh, will you share your soul with me? Unzip your skin and let me have a seat. Pay me interest, I'll be your best friend. Call me the one, this night just can't end. Oh, I'm so human. We're just human. Lean for me and I'll fall back. But you'll fit so nicely, you'll keep me intact. Pay me interest, I'll be your best friend. Call me the one, this night just can't end. Oh, I want to give you your grin. So tell me you can't bear a room that I'm not in. Pay me interest, I'll be your best friend. Call me the one, this night just can't end. Ooh. Oh, switched chords too fast. I'm so human. We're just human. Woo! Let me turn my filters back on and I'll do a song analysis. Very unprofessional one. There we go. Just remembered that you have to dye your hair tonight. Oh yeah. I've been told before that even though I'm one of the youngest, I'm one of the most, if not the most mature people they've met, and I'll take that. Recently, I've been staying on till like midnight and just talking to my friends after a certain time. Oh, that's sweet. I always enjoy that. Either we're getting real or just vibing on a different game. That's awesome. I'm glad you're having fun. Yeah. So Human is a beautiful song, and it is, I believe she said it's about like a first love, like just being in love for the first time and just wanting to just basically become one with the other person, like literally just know everything about them, know them better than they know themselves, like just be with them all the time, you know. I want to pick you up and scoop you out, like I just want to know everything and just like scoop you out and crawl inside you. I want the secrets your seekers haven't found. I want to know everything. I want to know everything. If you mean trust, I'll be your best friend. Call me the one this one just can't. And just like being lost in this like young love where like it feels like nothing could ever go wrong, and will you share your soul with me? Yeah, like your soulmates. This you're gonna be together forever, and just feeling like it's you against the world, and nothing could ever go wrong. And I think that's just like a really sweet. Like it captures such a sweet moment in time, and like you know, like I remember my first love and feeling like you're awkward and it's weird, but you just love this person and you're just happy with them. Question, do you think some secrets should be kept even in relationships? Let me catch up to your messages and then I'll say, I'm usually taking on the problems that democracy faces, held over moments. Oh, gotcha. Do you think some secrets should be kept even in relationships? Yes. My gut instinct is always to say no, but I remember a Reddit thread I saw that was like, what secret are you currently hiding from your spouse? And they were always the sweetest things in the whole world. They were all like, I've been saying I hate pickles so she can have the pickles, but it's really just because she loves pickles so much and I don't want her to feel bad for taking the pickles from my sandwich. And I'm like, that's so cute. Like those secrets like that, like I think that you should keep because they're just so adorable and funny. Or like if you're surprise proposing someone or like that's a secret you should keep. Or if you're planning like a surprise birthday party for them, like obviously you should keep that a secret, you know, like so there's definitely some secrets that are okay to have in relationships. I don't think it's totally healthy to expect your partner to like share their soul with you like in this song. Like that's not like you can't know someone inside and out and like expect to be with them all the time and expect like literally everything from them. Like that's just not sustainable. This is definitely a song about like the early like the honeymoon phase of the first relationship and like just nothing could ever go wrong. And then, you know, reality kind of sets in and things do go wrong and then you work on them and then you fix them and then things are good, but they're not, you know, like super unrealistic and wild anymore like the song is. I checked my mail and saw something addressed to my dead name, and I just straight up hissed like an angry cat at the envelope. My brother, if he gets mail with his dead name on it, he'll eat his dead name off of the mail. Like he'll rip it up and eat it. Which I don't suggest, but I thought would be you guys would find funny. Yeah, so yeah, some secrets should be kept in relationships. I definitely think you shouldn't keep big secrets or like bad secrets, like you're cheating on them or like you have a bunch of gambling debt or you never paid your student loans and your bank has foreclosed your last house. Like, you know, things like that obviously should not be kept or like I don't know. I don't know if you're asking about anything in specific. If you are, you can let me know and I can tell you what my opinion would be on it. But for the most part, I think you should be open with each other because honesty is really really important in relationships, but it's definitely okay to keep like cute and fun secrets. Yeah, I don't know. I remember seeing that Reddit thread and expecting it to be like I'm hiding from my spouse that I have a second family, and it was all like um yeah, I told her I hated olives, or I told her I like her favorite nail polish even though I hate it because it makes her really happy, you know. One fun fact was not super fun, but I look back and call it fun. Sure. Yeah. What's the fun fact? I especially like the line. It's the one that has no chords in it. It's just an A and then nothing. I want to give you your grin. So you tell me you can't bear it that I'm not in. Especially the line, I want to give you your grin. Like, it's like, I literally just want to make you happy and I want to make you smile and I just want to be like the reason that you're happy. And I don't know. It's just such a sweet, cute song. I adore it. It's incredible. I'm gonna see if I can play she or if the chords suck. They don't suck. I don't know if I know it that well though. Let me see. I still have my filters on, but we'll look. Look at her like that. Could it be wrong? And she's just so nice and kind. Oh, B minor. She smells like living grass and sleep. Okay, I think I can play this one actually. I once got hated for being myself. Last year, I was attacked for being like not straight and threatened, but never got physically attacked. So basically, it was just a sad experience on their behalf. I cared once, not now, though. I feel like, oh, well, first of all, I'm sorry that that happened to you, and obviously, no one should ever be attacked for who they are. Um, I feel like yeah, that is kind of a journey you go through is like learning to not give a single crap about what someone else thinks about your identity as a queer person, which is it's unfortunate that you have to go through that and that most of us have to go through that. And like I had to sit next to transphobe Rachel every single day and we did a project together in that class and she like you know it's just you never forget about it. It's always just in the back of your head that like this person hates me for no reason, you know. And it's sucky, but yeah, it's that's how it be sometimes, I guess. It's not like the best response to that, but it's the one I'm able to muster. Okay, I have not sang this song before on stream. Well, that's you. Yeah, I don't think that we should fist fight people, but that's also just my opinion on it. I mean, obviously, if someone like starts throwing punches, sometimes you have no choice. But yeah, I think this was actually the first song that I heard of Dodie's. Is she? It was very very popular at the time. Am I allowed to look at her like that? could it be wrong when she's just so nice to look at? And she smells like lemongrass and sleep. She tastes like apple juice and peach. You would find her in a Polaroid picture. And she means everything to me. I'd never tell, no, I'd never say a word. And oh, it aches, but it feels oddly good to hurt. She smells like lemongrass and sleep. She tastes like apple juice and peach. You would find her in a Polaroid picture. And she means everything to me. I'll be okay admiring from afar, 'cause even when she is next to me, we could not be more far apart. 'Cause she tastes like birthday cake and story time in fall. But to her, I taste of nothing at all. And she smells like lemongrass and sleep. She tastes like apple juice and peach. You would find her in a Polaroid picture. And she means everything to me. I like that song. I don't listen to it much. It really wasn't one I like related to growing up. I feel like I never had those like aching, yearning crushes on anyone where I was just like, and I really didn't struggle to question like my sexuality that much. Like the song talks about, like, is this even allowed? Like, she's so beautiful. Like, she would never love me like that. Like, I feel like I never had a crush like that, but it is a really beautiful, like, melancholy song. Sorry, I'm catching a bunch chat. Yeah, there's definitely a huge gap in schools with like dealing with bullies. I said this as a fun fact a couple streams ago. I was bullied growing up, and not much was done about it. And also, I feel like I didn't feel comfortable reporting any of it. I was bullied a lot, and I think I only said something to a teacher exactly one time, and it was a lot. You seemed to have, yeah, that's fair. That's fair. Yeah, there's definitely like an epidemic of it, and I think also like cyberbullying. I could not imagine growing up in school and having access to the internet and being bullied like online as well as in person. I can't imagine what kids today go through. It's not cool, and don't bully people. And if you are being bullied, I'm sorry, and please do talk to someone. I know that's what everybody says, but it helps just to talk about it, even if like nothing is really done or it's not like super helpful. I feel like it still helps just to get it out there and like get a record that it is occurring. So if it gets worse, then you can, sort of go off, well, I reported it this time, and I reported it that time, and I reported it that time. Like, get it in writing if you can. Which I know is a lot to ask of like teenagers and middle schoolers, but I mean, it is what it is, I guess. Like, there's not. I wish there was more to be done. Like, I personally cannot do much to prevent bullying, I wish I could. Honestly, it needs to happen in like school districts and possibly even like the government putting more regulations on it. I don't know exactly what needs to happen, but something sure does. Bullying's not cool. Don't do that. Not no good, no good. What do I wanna do? I might do like one or two more songs and then maybe hop off for the night. This has been a fun stream though. I'm glad I forget that I stream. I don't have to play a game if I'm not feeling a game, you know? Like I do like streaming and playing games, obviously, but sometimes I just want to like talk to you guys and sing a little bit and hang out and like that's also a thing I can do, you know? I forget that sometimes. I'm like, oh, I don't really want to play anything, but like I'm streaming, so I have to play something. Like I don't have to play anything. I can just chill with you. Nowadays it gets called trolling online by the news. Ugh. I don't know. They need to fix it. I feel like even there's so much stuff that like I should not be on Twitter, but I saw a tweet the other day by this girl who got suspended from Twitch because she got mass reported by like bots and they allegedly reviewed her appeal and said, "Yep, no, you were saying slurs, like we saw it," and she didn't. And she's like trying to fight to get it reversed like by tweeting because that's all you can do. It's like it just even things like that, like there aren't good systems in place for, or like follow botting. I have so many measures in place to prevent like follow botting and to prevent like those graphic design bots from coming in here because Twitch does nothing about them. You know, even that's just one platform and it's not totally bullying, but like it is just like one example of one platform just failing people. Trolling is following someone on Call of Duty, body blocking, or being goofy with a voice changer. What's not trolling is harassing someone and attacking. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And honestly, I wish that sites had better like moderation teams and stuff that like manually reviewed things more often. Because I feel like a lot more people or do IP bans more often. IP ban people like don't just ban their like third alt email account. IP ban them. Don't let them make a new account. You know. Let's do you, the song. Trolling is D&D houses on Minecraft. Yeah. I've been listening to this one more. I don't know if I'm gonna sing it any more accurately though. I sing it very inaccurately. If you listen to like the actual version, it's very different from what I'm about to sing. I like it though. Okay. The song always just reminds me of like the music video takes place in Paris, so it always reminds me of like being in love and being on a trip in Paris. But it's not about being in love. It's about like looking at someone like your ex-boyfriend who sucked and treated you like crap, treating his new girlfriend super well and being like, oh, that's what you were supposed to be like with me. Like that it was supposed to be me that got that treatment and was nice and everything's gone wrong and you know. Yeah. You guys can listen to it and make up your own opinions though. You I was looking for some empathy. You fooled me just a touch, and I thought and I was gone. And now someone's gonna get to know the better you when I was supposed to. Why did it have to be you? I guess now the next time there's an opportunity, I'll tread more carefully. My heart's running out of self-tape. You know how is it I never felt that way before? I was so sure, oh, it wasn't gonna be you. Why do all the red flags just look like so much fun? I have a habit of searching for the damage to share my love. I promise to be numb, but somehow you're the one. Now to unwind months of good time. People will tell me that I messed up and it wasn't love, and I'm secretly hoping they are right. Because whatever it was wonderful, but non-functional. Oh, I really hope I don't love you. Oh. Oops. The word troll face was what was blocked there. Not the word troll, specifically troll face. Also, I hate the troll face meme. That's just me personally, though. New pet peeves. Some server has a command when someone joins to greet them, and it does an everyone ping. So when someone joins, they get pinged. That sucks. Just mute all notifs for that server. Or, like, leave, honestly. I hate servers that do too many pings. That's why I try only to ping you when I'm going live. I'm like, the only ping I ever want is, like, I'm going live notification. And I've even thought about, like, making a reaction role that will, like, react to this if you want the pings, or react to this to get rid of the role that gives you pings, you know? Because I feel like people won't see it and will be like, why am I not getting pings? But, yeah. What's wrong with Trollface? He's just a goofy guy. I feel like I've just seen it so much used in not a goofy guy ways, but in like a genuine, like, how do I say this stream safe? A genuine, like, jerk way. Like, I've only seen Trollface associated with, like, people being, like, the worst people I've ever seen in my life. You know? Like, usually it's either really cringy or just people being, like, literally, like, horrid people, you know? That's why. That's why I don't like it much. I'm not fond of either of those things. But if it's, I don't know, if you see it used differently, then that's probably a different thing. I do not want to meet. I don't even know how I would say that out loud. My goodness. Yeah. Well, I think we are gonna wind down a bit here. Maybe not in like right this second. I want to see if there's anyone raidable. I mean, there's always people to raid, but no one that I really want to raid. Zine's playing Stardew though. If you guys want to watch Zine after this, he's cool. I kind of don't want to. I'm worried it's like a bad thing. If you aren't following Zine, what are you doing? He's such a great creator. I shout him out all the freaking time because he's incredible. Super kind, like, genuinely cares about each and every one of his viewers. He has one of the most kind and amazing communities that you will ever see on Twitch. It's insane. It's like Trollface, but well deranged. Not sure I've seen that one. Like Troll GE, is that how you say it? That's how I would say that just looking at that word. But yeah, he's playing Stardew right now. He's an awesome creator. Be sure to check him out. There's like literally everything he's ever had. He's awesome. But yeah, I really appreciate you guys all being here. Again, happy Trans Visibility Day. Oh, Zine has a trans pride flag emote. Let me pop it in chat. He has a lot of pride flags, but I'll throw the trans one in. Trollja? Oh, I guess you could say it that way, yeah. There are some trans flags for the road. Happy Easter to those who celebrate Easter also. Yeah, you are loved, you are valid, your identity is valid as well, and I hope that if you don't have people that accept you right now, I hope that you find people that accept you and know that we accept you here as well. Wait, before you go, before I go, we'll put some hippo pride in the chat as well. I would love to do more hippo pride flags. You know what? Maybe that's what I'll do with my extra things. Probably. I have a test in the morning, and I'm first, and then when I'm done with the test, I will either be, if I'm, like, not, like, you know, distraught, then we can do Fortnite. I don't have high hopes for it, but yeah. Okay, so maybe more hippo pride flags, we'll see. I feel like once you start making more pride flags, though, you kind of need to, like, do every pride flag. I know it is over. Spring break, classes start up again tomorrow, yeah. Zine has a lot of them. If you want to play, just ping me on Discord. Okay, I will do that. But then it's like, you know, like, well, what about this pride flag? What about this pride flag? You know, so I feel like maybe just sticking with the rainbow one is better. Because it's like because then it's like, if I do the trans pride flag, like, do I do the non-binary flag? Do I do, you know, I don't know. Do I only do the pride flags that apply to me? Do I just do as many as I have emote slots for? I don't have that many. But yeah, you are loved, you are accepted, you are valid, and I love and appreciate you, and I hope that you find people that love and appreciate you too. Yeah, everybody take care of yourselves on this lovely Trans Visibility Day. And yeah, I hope you have an amazing night. I will see you on Tuesday, 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Everybody take care, and I'll see you next time. Bye, guys!